Hello, welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2. Let's finish up episode 3, which will have a very difficult fight ahead. So I'm curious to see how well it goes for me.
Hey, great timing.
My brain feels totally fried.
You really don't have to try and get through this all at once. I have materials prepared for everything, you know?
Yeah, but how am I supposed to stay focused on those walls of text? They're not gonna do it, but I still want to be ready, so let's go!
No, really, we're only making matters worse by cramming like this. It's time for a break. There's something I want to talk to you about anyway.
And what might that be?
I want to get you up to date on everything, including everything I just told Ulk. I'm planning to gradually step back from overseeing the everyday operations of ARCs. I'll still make the calculations and predictions, of course, but I'll be leaving management to Ulk, the Six, and all our operatives. There's a number of reasons why. For one, I've seen how centralized control works out. Plus, I want ARCs to move forward of its own volition. But more than anything else, I want to focus on figuring out how we're going to overcome the profound darkness. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure there is a way to start. But we can't just sit on our hands. I don't want any more sacrifices made. The only thing holding the profound darkness back right now is you. Or rather, Persona. You push back the profound darkness, chipping away at its power. Persona emerged from its weakened state, and used their powers to activate the time stream. They keep turning back time for themselves to just before the profound darkness returned, but they can't go back any further. So they keep doing it over and over, keeping its powers locked away.
But that means Persona has to keep...
Exactly. They're sacrificing themselves for the benefit of us all. The thing is, we can't be sure how long this cycle will last. That's exactly why I want to focus on my calculations and find us a way to get everyone out alive. But, unfortunately, it seems we still have some other disturbances to handle first.
We've got a situation on our hands.
Often?
What's all the fuss about?
I didn't even see it there, mate. Listen, I'm not sure exactly how to explain this, but... Well, you see, so there's Yusi, right? Something came from her, or from somewhere, or was maybe, like, birthed? I don't know how to explain it all, okay? Just, can you come with me right now? Please. It'll make more sense if you see it for yourself. I'm begging you, mate.
He seemed... flustered.
His vitals all check out, so this is clearly nothing life-threatening. But whatever it is, it sure has him worked up. It seems a new future that no one yet knows is beginning to come to fruition before our very eyes. I have a feeling this may be the final divergence matrix I give you. I'm trying to devise another way to visualize the possibilities, but we'll save that for another time, I guess.
Already been experiencing that new way to visualize. We no longer have to deal with the boring Metro. Huh. These are before the thing with Latoy and Claire's Craze and Sarah.
Oi! Over here, mate! Sorry to pull you all the way here, but I just don't have the words for what's going on. Fastest way is probably for you to take a gander for yourself.
Now you're here too? This keeps getting blown further and further out of proportion.
But you see...
Oh, a visitor. Did you come all this way just to see me? You must be the ARC's operative these two mentioned. My name is Aurora. Pleasure to meet you. I guess that name wouldn't ring a bell for you, would it? Here, let me put it in terms you'd understand. You may know me as the very first apprentice. The original, you could say. Ouch! What was that for, you barbarian?
That's something, really. Calling yourself the original? Big talk for someone who barely even remembers being apprentice.
That's quite rich coming from an incompetent swine like you.
You see why I couldn't explain this? Not only did I not get it, but neither does Yusi, the one this actually happened to. This cheeky little miss was certainly born out of Yusi, calling herself apprentice.
Often, do me a favor and don't use the word born here. The thought makes me gag.
Right back at you, barbarian woman. I'm stuck looking like a child due to your complete incompetence and inadequacy. Although, I can't deny it's nice to be young again like I'd hoped. Let me make this clear. I don't have the foggiest idea as to why I've been revived. All I can tell you for certain is that I've merged with Euclyta here. We're literally inseparable, much to my dismay.
On that point, we agree.
Aha, well, seeing that you're so miserable, you must love the company. I've hit a dead end asking these two, and searching my memory hasn't been fruitful either, so I'll ask you. Any idea as to why I might have appeared this way? Why would I, a faint echo left in Apprentice, have suddenly appeared now in such a lackluster form?
Maybe it's got something to do with the profound darkness being revived.
What? Are you saying the profound darkness has come back? Again?
Explain that again.
Do try opening a dictionary sometimes, Euclyta. If you want to know more, there's a favor I need from you first. A nice quid pro quo, if that phrase still means anything to you kids today.
Who exactly do you think you are?
I used to be known as a goddess, I'll have you know. Well, seeing as I've returned to the plane of existence, I'd like to have a look around this planet. Maybe we'll find a way to unbind me from you, dear Euclyta. Who can say?
Huh. I'll hold you to your promise.
Hang on a tick, Yusi. We ought to tell Xiao. You'll do it. Thanks a ton, mate. You've saved my life about 4 ways from Friday. Oi, Yusi! Wait up!
We're playing through this after playing a first chunk of episode 6. Seeing everything come together. It's interesting.
Look who's come around this way again. Such a pleasure. Oh, I grow weary of this sour-face contest Euclyta and this fellow seem to be holding. Not to mention this snore of a planet. Everywhere you look, it's sand, sand, and more sand. It's just sad. What did you call it? Lilypaw? Can't recall if I've ever ruled this one.
More importantly, apprentice, I think it's time you explained what you meant when you said the profound darkness has returned again.
Please do watch your tongue, dearest Euclyta. It's Aurora now, not apprentice. What else would I mean but what I said? Don't you know the story of how the profound darkness arose in the time of we Photoners? Yes, we Photoners were responsible for creating that great evil. What a horrible moment that was. We never expected something so vile. We scrambled and scraped for a plan, a solution of sorts, and just managed to seal it away.
How'd you manage to steal away a massive, awful thing like that?
Let me see. I'm just repeating what I've heard, but... The profound darkness sees all beings that use photons as its foes. No matter how far away, it hunts them, bent on erasing them. Our answer? We forced all our photons into one single person and sealed them away, together with the profound darkness, obviously.
You did what? Are you serious?
I don't know or care exactly what the process involved, but a good admiral friend of mine told me that's what happened, so it must be true.
That's horrible.
Horrible? How? It was the best possible solution. All it took was one person's sacrifice to save everyone else.
All of that's the focus of episode 6.
Why are you acting like a goody two-shoes in this situation anyway? You were the original apprentice.
Goody two-shoes. Maybe I am. I doubt I would have thought anything of that when I was apprentice either. But now I'm actually indignant about it. I knew it. It's not just my memories. My mind is being controlled too.
Of course, Darkfall still handed our butts to us after we sealed them away, so I don't have much of a leg to stand on.
You really don't.
I'm getting bored with this area. Let's go on to the next one.
Welcome to the underground shops.
Hey, mate. Glad you're here. Aurora's giving us shiploads of headaches, as usual. But hey, it's not all spikes and spiders. EUC's not all hung up on the past or trying to keep everyone at arm's length anymore. I think having someone else to talk to has been super good for her. Well, I guess it's usually more arguing than talking, but my point stands. Come to think of it, I haven't been back to the Ark's ship lately. Is everything okay there? EO and Fourier told me they're planning to change the ship's organizational structure or something. Sure you don't need to help with that?
Nah.
They said the same thing about changing the administrative structure back in our day, too. Trust me, you don't want to do that. It'll turn out much worse than you think. Take it from someone who's been there. Come to think of it, you smell a bit like Xion. What is Xion up to these days? Is Xion doing well?
We have Xiao, but no Xion.
Xiao? Who's that? A copy of Xion or something? Does that mean Xion is no longer with us? I see. So Xion is passed on, huh? I guess that's that. So there's still a copy of Xion around, but the original is gone. Xion doesn't exist anymore. That sure brings back old memories. We tried to make copies of Xion too, you know. But we failed every single time. This was back during the fall of the Photoner civilization. We tried to copy Xion so we'd have someone to run our organization, which was pretty bloated after we expanded it to the whole universe. The first one's specs were perfect, but we couldn't control it at all. We ended up throwing it into subspace.
Episode 4.
You can't just do that to living beings, putting them in subspace or alternate dimensions. I swear you Photoners did such abhorrent things.
You're right, it was pretty awful of us. That must be why we paid such a heavy price. After countless failures, we finally succeeded at making a copy we could control. Or so we thought. Unfortunately, it ended up inheriting every malicious thought or greedy desire Photoners had at the time.
And it became the profound darkness.
That's right. Human desire and malice are despicable things. That's how people, I mean all of them, really are when you get down to it.
How do you know so much? Were you the one giving all the orders?
Me? Give orders? Huh, as if. I couldn't have been less interested. I only cared about one thing, making sure I was beautiful. I was the most beautiful of the Photoners. I could have any man in the universe that I wanted. I was known as the goddess of beauty. Military officers, politicians, all men fell victim to my charm. And get this, anyone lucky enough to spend the night with a beauty of my caliber couldn't help but spill their deepest secrets. I heard all sorts of things. Some things I wanted to know, and some I didn't. Stories of power struggles so awful they would make you sick. Words strung together by nothing but hate and malevolence. There's nothing uglier than people who only ever think about screwing over everyone else. Not that I was any better. I was desperately kicking down any women I saw as potential rivals, too.
Alright, time to do this mission. Aurora was the genesis of Apprentice to Vernal, originating from Euclyta. To investigate the reason for her revival, she made her way across the vast lands of Lilliput. Well, if that's going to be one of those, we'll stop this part here. Thanks for watching.